Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Moving Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. It's the podcast where we watch The Muppets Take Manhattan 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Roe.
And joining us today, we have a very special guest star indeed. Guest star, tell the listeners who you are.
Hello, my name's Patrick Cotnoir. I'm the producer of the George Lucas Talk Show and a whole bunch of other things.
Should we actually just briefly explain what the George Lucas Talk Show is?
Yeah, do you want me to do that?
Sure.
I mean, I'll try as briefly as I can.
It might be difficult.
It's a wild premise to try to break down. Comedian Connor Ratliff and another comedian, Griffin Newman, host a online talk show. Used to be at the UCB Theater, where Connor plays George Lucas and Griffin plays Watto, which is a character from the Star Wars prequels, and we interview celebrities and guests, real celebrities, real guests. We've had a ton of really cool people on.
Actually big name celebrities.
Yeah, Kevin Smith and Leah Thompson and John Hamm and like wild people who should never be doing the show, but they do it for some reason. So I'm the booker and producer for that.
And all of you guys are Muppet fans.
And yes, that's true.
Well, we should probably let our listeners know that recently you guys did that big Muppets Tonight watching with a ton of Muppet guests. Yeah. And are those available? Can people go watch them?
Yeah, they're all on YouTube. They're on our YouTube channel. You can watch. I mean, this sounds overwhelming, but I think we've done almost 300 hours worth of stuff during quarantine at this point. So you can go through and watch whatever you want. But yeah, there's a Muppets Tonight marathon where we watch the whole show with guests from the show. So we get, Brian Henson, Leslie Carrera Rudolph, and Bill Beretta, and like Kirk Thatcher, and like a ton of people came through, and it was very, very, very fun.
Yeah, you had some of the writers. You had some of the writers that I had never seen or heard being interviewed about that show in particular. So there was some stuff that I actually never knew or, had never heard about the show. Like the fact that Dr. Phil Van Neuter was named after Phil Van Natter, one of the investigators from the O.J. Simpson case.
Truly the craziest thing we ever could have heard. Like, even if we got nothing else out of that, that was the wildest thing. And now I think we're cited on the Muppet Wiki as a fact.
I can tell you for that one in particular, you are, because after the stream was over, I went to the wiki to add that fact, and somebody else had already added it.
That's the best. That's the best news. Yeah, we do every month. We do a fundraiser where we basically watch a different, forgotten TV show, or like TV show that we like that maybe didn't get either the recognition that it deserved, or we're just fascinated by. And I like getting the writers and the art directors and just like the people who never get to talk about that kind of stuff, because you sort of get different takes and different perspectives on shows. We did one about Studio 60, the Aaron Sorkin show, and we had 54 guests from the show come on. Like, it's wild. But it's very stupid and it's very fun. And that Muppets Tonight one was definitely like, I mean, Ryan knows me, a dream come true and a weird thing that I had to make happen. Otherwise, I'd be mad at myself.
Yeah. No, it was great.
That's wonderful. And we are thrilled to have you here, Patrick, to talk with us today about minutes 31 and 32 of The Muppets Take Manhattan. In these minutes, Jenny gives Kermit the huggies, and Miss Piggy scares off some construction workers. So we don't open with any of those characters. We open with Statler and Waldorf sunbathing using aluminum plates, which is such a weird sight gag.
It's also the first time we've seen Statler and Waldorf in the movie.
Right. Yeah. Well, and
have you guys ever seen someone using those in real life?
No, absolutely
not. I have.
I haven't either. And today was the first time I thought about it, where I was like, I wonder if this is just something that either went out of fashion in like 1945 or is only used for comedic purposes in movies and TV shows.
Right. Well, Janice uses one in The Great Muppet Caper also.
Yeah.
Indoors, right?
Well, it's easy. It's probably easy for the puppet to hold it. So maybe they're like, it's a funny sight gag and it's a fairly easy thing for us to pull off.
They're just like stapling it to the puppet's fingers.
Well,
exactly.
But also, I think it's really fascinating that Statler and Waldorf don't say anything here.
Yeah.
Like, almost out, especially in the movies, when we see them, it's like so that they can say, "Look, ma, no brains," or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And in this one, it's just like, here's what Statler and Waldorf do for fun when they're not at the theater.
Yeah, we've talked about the fact that by this time, the Muppets have just kind of built up a lot of goodwill with the audience. Like, everyone just wants to see the characters that they love. So, yeah, this actually, now that you mention it, is really relying on the fact that people already know who these characters are. So as soon as they appear on the screen, just sort of doing a funny pose, the audience is going to laugh just because they recognize them.
Yeah. Anthony, I don't know where you're based, but I feel like Ryan can attest that that's not even like a good spot to go sunbathing.
I would not go sunbathing in Grand Army Plaza in Manhattan.
No, it's just a weird spot.
Especially when the Central Park is right there.
It's so close.
Yeah.
It's so close, guys. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I live in St. Paul, Minnesota, so there are no good spots to go sunbathing.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're probably anywhere you can take it.
The other thing I was going to say is that Janice, I believe, when she was using one in Muppets and Great Muppet Caper, was wearing a bathing suit, but Statler and Waldorf appear to be wearing suits, or at least like button-up shirts. So they're just hitting their faces, so they're not really interested in getting a whole tan.
And they got their eyes covered, which means that their faces will get tan, but they'll have these big circles around their eyes that are not. Yeah. They're going to look like an alien.
And it just occurred to me this second that they are only wearing sunglasses because Statler and Waldorf cannot close their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, we see them later in the movie. Spoiler alert for anybody watching this for the first time, minute by minute. And they're not suntanned at all. So this was completely pointless. And it
didn't even work.
It didn't even work, guys. Come on.
What are they doing?
Maybe this is the only way they can fall asleep. Like, maybe that's why they don't say anything, because they're both asleep.
That's a good theory.
But yeah, so that's all we see of them in this clip.
Yeah.
What we see next is Kermit meets Jenny in the park, and Jenny is so excited to hear about how it went at Leonard Weinsop's office. Like, she asked him 3 questions. Like, she says, "Were you a hit? They loved it, right? How'd the costume work?" Like, she's she can't wait to hear all the details of Kermit's we know to be ill-fated meeting with Leonard Weinsop.
The thing I like about Jenny is she like instantly is the Muppets' biggest fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like instantly she meets them and she's like fully on board. She's like, I'm gonna help you get this Broadway show. Like, I just met you guys, but you know what? We're doing this right now. And she's so excited for everything. I like that actress. Yeah. And I was like looking to see what she's up to now, and she like doesn't work a ton anymore.
Well, as we've talked about on the show in the past, she runs a jewelry business, like a handmade jewelry business.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I follow on Instagram just because I enjoy her work in this movie. But it's always nice to see a post from her.
Yeah, she has some TV credits from the last couple of years, but it seems like she's kind of stepped away from acting.
Yeah. I think it was like one episode of How to Get Away with Murder. Or something
that's
like
one
that.
I think that's her most recent one.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, and her name is Juliana Donald. We should mention again for those who have forgotten.
Well, and I agree that she's good, and I really feel like, I may be getting ahead of myself a little bit, but like I feel like the chemistry between her and Kermit is really genuine. Like you can tell why Piggy is jealous.
Yeah,
it sounds kind of silly to say, but I think it's true. Like I think she's very like warm and genuine towards Kermit.
Yeah, they have a connection.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say then Kermit says that the costume was great, but it's hard to tell how it went. They're probably reading the script right now, which we know that script is in the garbage can.
Yes.
Like
you know that John Landis tossed it right in the garbage can.
He threw it right in the can, and he was like, "I'm going to make Spies Like Us instead."
Kermit's this movie confused me a lot as a kid when I watched it early on, just because I didn't really understand that it wasn't taking place in the same like Great Muppet Caper Muppet movie universe.
It kind of creates its own new universe.
It creates its own new universe, and I don't know. It just seems like Kermit. This might not be a fully fleshed out take, so just bear with me for a second. Kermit's not as like sharp as he is in the other movies, I think, in this movie. Where like I feel like he would pick up on that it didn't go. Like it seemed like he was very like laser focused when he was walking in there, and he wasn't aware that it was not going well. Whereas I feel like in other things, maybe he would have picked up on that. Maybe I'm misreading that.
Well, no, but I don't think you're wrong at all.
Yeah.
But I kind of wonder if that isn't why, like, they're fresh out of college here. You know, that they need to be like more naive and optimistic, and Kermit's mood swings between like naive optimism and just being like a wreck that everything's going horribly. Like when you're 22, you do have those mood swings, you know. And I like the Kermit of the Muppet Show and the Kermit of the Great Muppet Caper is not 22, right? He's like he's like 38.
He's been in show business for a while.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. He's kind of playing he's playing a version of himself here who's maybe a little more naive.
Yeah. So
this was also a scene that I feel like I've seen a lot, because they would show the behind the scenes role at the Museum of Moving Image in the Egyptian theater. They would always show like the behind the scenes Muppets clips, and it was always of them filming this scene outside of.
I've never seen that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's from one of the documentaries. I don't remember which documentary.
I want to say that was like an HBO promotional thing when the movie came out.
Yeah. So, and I live down the street from the museum, so whenever I go, I'll like just go sit in there for 10 minutes, even though if I've seen the video before. So I feel like I've seen them filming this scene so many times because they just put that on a loop over and over and over whenever I'm there.
And that's where you see Jim Henson on that kind of that rolling cart thing, kind of inclined. Yeah. I'll see if I can find a clip or a picture of that.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I've never seen it. But what we do see next in the movie is Miss Piggy hiding behind some pink carnations, peering at Kermit and Jenny from across the street.
Are those carnations?
Yeah, those are carnations.
Oh, yeah. I would not have been able to tell by looking at them. Good work.
Sure. My wife is a flower enthusiast. So some of it's rubbed off, I guess. But then she runs over to get a better look. And what I love is the sound effect of Piggy's running. It's like this like sound. And I'm just fascinated by how they landed on that.
What kind of shoes is she wearing?
Good question. We don't see her shoes.
I don't think we do.
There's a lot of Muppet running in this movie.
There is. And part of that, I think, is that they're just like in New York City.
Yeah.
So walking everywhere.
There's also, I'm trying to remember, there's the rats running out of Sardi's.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's there's Piggy a bunch in like Central Park and stuff. And then there's the crazy shot, which I don't know how they did it because it looks insane, of Animal running up the aisle after the lady in the college show that they're putting on in the beginning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he like bolts up the aisle. And I'm like, did they just have Frank on like a string and just like fling him up? Because he moves so fast if you go watch it.
He is going fast there. I never thought about that.
Yeah. A lot of running. I don't know. Maybe they just got excited by running while they were making this movie.
In this movie, Frank Oz at the beginning of the production said, in this movie, the Muppets are going to run.
Yeah. You've seen them walk. You've seen them ride bikes. In this one, they run.
Right. In the March 7th, 1983 draft of the screenplay, there was a little bit more to Piggy's skulking around here. She was going to hide behind a mailbox and then duck behind a dog walker with 7 dogs. And then
I like the specificity.
That's what it says. Yeah. And then she was going to tiptoe into the construction site.
I would have liked to have heard that sound effect too. Piggy tiptoe.
Oh yeah, it probably would have been very cartoonish, like dink 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 dink.
Yeah,
right, like a tinkly piano. I was playing tinkly piano. You guys couldn't even see that because my hands are not on.
Right.
But I was. I promise. I don't know.
We trust you. We trust you.
Sure.
I don't.
Okay,
Ryan,
I do.
Ryan has never trusted me.
I don't know you well, so I have to trust you.
Sure.
It's the only way we're going to get through this, Anthony.
That's the thing. There it is. But what we do see is Piggy stops in front of some construction workers. And then we very briefly see Kermit and Jenny across the street from her perspective. Mm-hmm. Before the construction worker starts catcalling her, "Hey, baby, where you going, sweetheart? Hello." This guy, man, he's the worst.
He is.
Yeah.
Like she's wearing a trench coat and sunglasses and a hat. And he's still hitting on her just because like he can like detect that she's probably a woman underneath the hat and sunglasses, yeah. What a creep.
I mean, obviously, it's always anyone who catcalls women or anyone is a creep. But yeah, you're right. That's especially like where is he even coming from with that?
I'm on this guy's IMDb right now. The construction worker.
I didn't know he was credited.
So Vic Palizos is his name. We should say. Go on, Patrick.
Yes. Dude worked a lot. The guy had like a good run in the 90s. Like he's on the X-Files, he's on Mad About You, he's on Grace Under Fire, like all the like Party of Five, all the big shows.
Yeah,
for an episode.
Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, he was in everything.
He also plays Rebel Officer Number 1 in Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter video game.
Whoa. Does he have a lot of credits where it's like construction worker or like burly cab driver or...
It's a lot of cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
FBI agent, coach.
Can definitely see him as a coach.
Yeah, he plays the truck driver in his Mad About You. Yeah. He's in a Seinfeld.
Well, he played. So as far as I can tell, his most notable role is that he was Tony Danza's father-in-law, and who's the boss, like Tony's late wife's dad.
Oh wow.
This fellow is 4 years older than Tony Danza. like look at him in this movie. He's not an old man.
No.
You know.
No. So you're saying additional voices in the Godfather 2 video game is not his biggest role?
It might be. That might be second on the list.
I could absolutely see him as a mobster. Just put a fancy suit on him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right. Yeah, but yeah. So that's Vic Palizos who plays the construction work. I love talking about those bit parts in these movies.
Oh yeah.
Like it's one of those things where until we did this podcast, I never thought about these guys for a second. You know, these actors. Yeah, these small parts. So it's really fun to learn about what they did, I think.
Yeah.
It's always nice when it's, I mean, like, you know, you go to the Muppet movies for the celebrity cameos, but they get so many like stereotypical working actor guys in there to fill the roles that like celebrities aren't in. And you're like, oh yeah, that guy is like, even though we don't necessarily know who Vic Palizos is, he's in 118 things.
Right.
Like, he's 118 credits on IMDb, which is like good for him.
Yeah. It's really impressive. Yeah. So then we do cut back to Kermit and Jenny. Kermit tells Jenny that he's thinking about growing a mustache, and Jenny says that she thinks he'd look cute. And this is what I'm talking about. Like this is actual flirting, right? Like,
yeah,
we're supposed to take this as Jenny like sending signals to Kermit. Yes.
I mean, you don't think she's just being nice, because she does know that Kermit and Piggy had a thing.
That's true, but we can definitely see why Piggy is jealous, right? Like watching them from across the street.
Oh yeah,
of course,
especially because she can't hear what they're talking about.
Right. Which and then we cut back. Now there are 3 construction workers leering at her. Mm-hmm. They're all saying, the first guy literally just says out loud, "She's hot."
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
And then the other guys are hot stuff, looking good. Hey, baby.
Yeah, right? One of them says hot mama. One of them says purple and pretty and purple.
Gosh.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm sure you're right.
I also wanted to mention on the construction site, there's a dumpster that says Red Ball Demolition Corp. Okay. And I was just curious to see if maybe that had been a real company. So I Googled it, and I found a few results for a Red Ball Demolition and Red Ball Contracting in New York City.
Wow.
But when I clicked on a link that was supposedly the website, it took me to a site that was mostly in Russian with like hearts and flowers and things about like weddings and poetry on it. So
yeah,
I think they lost control of their website. So I don't know if the company still exists anymore.
Wow. Guys, this is big news. Remember how I brought up the X-Wing Rebel Soldier thing because I do the Star Wars show?
Yeah.
I work at Marvel. That's my day job. And I went on one of the other construction workers' IMDb pages, Kenneth McGregor. And he's Magneto's father in the first X-Men movie.
Oh, wow. That rules.
That does rule.
You said the first X-Men, so the 2000 movie, not
2000 movie. Right?
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
Man, I'm definitely going to have to look for him next time I see that.
Yeah. It's wild.
That's great. But yeah, I should have looked up those other 2 guys, and I didn't get it just because they don't say that much. But thank you for doing that. I appreciate
that's what I'm here for. Well, the third guy, I'll just say it. The third guy, he's got 3 credits. and the first two were in 1969, and then the third one is Muppets Take Manhattan.
So that could be one of those IMDb things where it's just like two different guys with the same name.
Maybe.
Sometimes they'll do that with like those bit players.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about this scene is we continue to hear them as we again see Kermit and Jenny from Piggy's perspective. So it's like in that moment, we are Piggy, aggravated, like from both in front and behind, right? Like she's aggravated because these creeps are catcalling her.
Right.
She's aggravated because Jenny is flirting with Kermit. And it's like Frank Oz puts us in Piggy's shoes just for a moment to like show us all this crap she has to deal with. And it's such a nice character moment, and she's not even on screen, you know?
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of good Piggy moments in this movie.
Yeah, it's almost like the director really understood her.
But I think there's more good Piggy moments than there are good Fozzie moments, or good, you know, like they've got good moments here and there. But I think Piggy full on throughout it is like, very well represented.
Yeah, and also Piggy, unlike all the other Muppets, after she leaves, she gets to come back and still be in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. The rest all disappear. Fozzie's gonna have one scene.
Yeah.
You know, in a few minutes, in like the middle, hour probably or close to of the movie. And what else happened? Oh yeah, but then when we do cut back to Kermit and Jenny, Kermit has clearly just been telling Jenny how great Piggy is. Because what we hear is Jenny says she must be really talented. So what do we think Kermit was saying about Piggy? Like what are her skills that Kermit was talking up?
Very good roller skater, can jump off of rocks well.
And remind me, is that right after they've been talking about how Kermit's going to look cute with a mustache?
Yeah, that's the next time we see them.
Yeah, how did they so quickly transition from Kermit looks cute and a mustache to Piggy is so talented?
Kermit was probably like, hey, back off. I got a girl. Her name's Miss Piggy, and she's really talented.
Imagine meeting a girl who's flirting with you, and they're like, "Oh no, sorry, I have a girlfriend. Her name's Miss Piggy." Just saying that with a straight face to somebody.
Well, she knows his name is Kermit the Frog, so
that's true. Yeah.
That's we don't know Pete and Jenny's last name, do we?
No, I don't think there's any indication of it.
Like on Muppet Wiki, she's just Jenny.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, so
it's probably maybe it's the human.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, for all we know, it could be Jenny the human.
I would say, here's something. I'll put this. This is the line I'll put in the sand. I think any human who doesn't have a last name in a Muppet movie, you just have to assume it's the human.
Yeah.
So it's Max human. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. Well, so Gary and Mary never have last names in the Muppets, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Or Walter then, right? Yeah, because there was that thing where Peter Linz, like Walter said in an interview that his last name was Blagojevich. Because that was like Rod Blagojevich was in the news at that time, and he like said that as a joke, and someone added it on Muppet Wiki, like it was Gary and Walter's last name.
Sometimes Muppet Wiki editors are a little overzealous that way.
That's very funny, though.
So weird. Like, and it's one of those things where I'm sure Peter Linz was just bored.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Like, someone asking the question, what's your last name? And I'm sure he's just like, oh, whatever.
Maybe it had been a long day of interviews.
Yeah. Right.
I'm actually looking at that March 7th, 1983 draft right now. And it does have where Jenny says you look cute with a mustache. Kermit says, you think so? Piggy said that to me once too. Jenny says, I guess Piggy is very important to you. Kermit says, well, we're good friends. Uh-oh.
Oh,
and then
they're pinned, Kermit.
I know. They're engaged to be married. And then that's when Jenny says she must be really talented.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. As much sense as anything. It's fine that we didn't hear it.
But I feel that's the wrong move on Kermit's part there. Like,
well, again,
Piggy has every right to be mad.
But this is coming back to me saying Kermit's too oblivious in this movie. He's a little boy.
I think you're right.
He's a little oblivious boy throughout this movie.
Yeah,
you're right. You're not. I've never thought about it, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But but then she says she must be really talented. And Kermit says, I think you're really talented too. I think you'll be a famous fashion designer someday. Yeah. So Kermit, get it together, man.
Right. He's just like pouring on the compliments to this other woman.
Yeah. And then she says, oh, Kermit, thank you for that. And then she gives him the huggies. Later on, Piggy is going to get mad because Kermit gave Jenny the huggies, but let the record show that Jenny gives Kermit the huggies.
Oh, all right.
Not the other way around.
You could be Kermit's lawyer in court.
Yes, I suppose I could.
In the case of Kermit v. Piggy.
Once I get my law degree, finish a correspondence course. But that's when the cat callers are still at it. Piggy gets so annoyed that she bends a steel pipe, which we saw her bend steel pipes in the previous movie when she's in jail.
Yeah.
So this is not new, but there's something so much more it's like raw about it, like just out on the street, right? Yeah. Like she's in jail. That's one thing. She's just like on the street, bends a steel pipe, starts banging a metal trash barrel with it.
And I think bends it more than the pipes in the jail, right? Because the pipes in the jail, you just see her bend it a little bit, but this one like fully goes. Yeah.
And then she screams. She lets out this like primal yell, which rules. Oh man. Piggy's so great in this. And starts banging it against the trash can like a maniac. And it works. It works because the creeps get scared off and go back to work.
They all immediately pretend like they've been working the whole time.
Our guy Vic Polizzo puts in some serious acting right there.
He just kind of turns around. There's like a bar there, and he's just like he's just kind of squeezing the bar up and down.
Yeah, that's what construction work is, right?
Yes, it is.
Squeezing bars.
He's a bar squeezer. That's his title.
That's how he should have been credited.
Maybe he's trying to see if he can bend it too.
That it might be.
If this hot hunk of ham can bend it, maybe I can too.
Or he's preparing himself to defend himself against her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true too. Or maybe he thinks that they might have something in common if he can.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, check this out. Look what I can do.
Oh man! But anyways, so this is where our two plot lines converge. This is Patrick. Here you go. This is the end of Return of the Jedi because all of our plot lines are converging.
God.
Kermit hears the noise and says, "What was that?" And Jenny nonchalantly says, "Oh, it's just New York." So you guys both live there. I don't. Yeah. Is that just New York? Is this accurate?
Yes.
Man, I wish I could remember.
Well, right. It's been a long time that we've just been cooped up inside. But I would say, especially when you're in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And I have actually said this before. And I'm sure, well, I know for a fact that our friend Johannes has also said this before too. Like when you hear somebody just like screaming on the street or you see something like strange and inexplicable in the city, you just kind of go, it's New York. I have said those exact words.
Yeah, it is one of those things where, and I feel like you only learn this after living here for a little bit, you need to do the very quick mental gymnastics of like, is this worth looking into or is this someone I should be avoiding?
Right. And also, if you're going to turn and look, it's like, how quickly should I look away after I've looked to see what's happening?
Yeah. And you know, always do the right thing, folks. Whoever's listening, try to make the right decision, but it's tough sometimes.
Yes.
Sure. Here in the Midwest, if we hear a strange noise, we go over like, everything okay? How you guys doing then? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
You guys want some pie? Coffee, eh? So
thought I heard you banging on a trash barrel, eh?
Yeah, I was wondering if you maybe just want to sit down, have a cup of water. All right. So then Piggy notices the time on a clock and she runs off. And then she says to a stern-looking gentleman.
I actually have a note about the clock.
Oh, please, by all means.
So I recognized this clock. This is a very fancy clock. It is actually on Fifth Avenue at 24th Street near the Flatiron Building. And I looked it up. This was built alongside the old Fifth Avenue Hotel, which no longer exists. But this clock is on 24th Street. In this scene, Piggy is standing on Fifth Avenue and 58th Street in front of Bergdorf Goodman. That is 30 floors 34 blocks uptown. So Piggy has amazing vision if she can actually just look up and see this clock.
Sometimes movies lie to you, Ryan.
This movie would never lie to me.
Oh, okay. But that is good though. Or maybe we were talking about Piggy running. Maybe she ran 34 blocks in that.
Maybe she did.
They cut that though. They were like, "There's too much running in this movie as it is. We gotta trim around it."
Right. But so she says to a stern-looking gentleman, "I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Wrightson." But we'll get into that next time. I think we're going to save Bergdorf Goodman talk for next time.
Yes.
Because that's going to be our following scene. So that brings us down to the end. Anything else you want to talk about these minutes before we go? Patrick, I'll start with you.
Man, I mean, it's just movies that are shot in New York fascinate me, especially movies with like wide angles like this scene has a lot of, because like you don't really see anybody like standing and just watching the movie being shot. And that's one of my pet peeves in movies is like when you're watching like I don't know, the only example I can think of is Spider-Man, but like just like a movie that takes place in New York where there's like big action set pieces or like big scenes that take place outside, and you're like, oh, that person is not an extra, they're just watching the movie. That person is clearly taking a picture of Tom Hanks. That person is like, and I think it's impressive in this movie that you don't really see just like random people crowded around, because I imagine in the 80s people just didn't care about that kind of stuff as much.
Well, but you would think that with Muppets in the movie,
you'd think so, or they fully shut down that corner, which is impressive because that's a busy area to be driving around in. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a good. As soon as I saw which scene it was, I was happy because I was like, oh yeah, it's a good scene. It's not just like, not that there's like a boring 2 minutes in this movie, but it's like, oh, I remember that scene. I know exactly which scene that is.
Yeah,
right. That was good.
Yeah, I think Piggy bending a steel pipe is like one of the images people remember from this movie most.
For sure.
In general, it's like there's the one where Kermit rides a bike, the one where Kermit and Fozzie are twins.
Yeah,
I don't know, and the one where Miss Piggy bends a steel pipe.
Sure.
And the one where Gonzo is Charles Dickens. All right, Ryan, anything else?
Yeah, just one thing. I mentioned in a couple of previous episodes the read-along book and record set of this movie that I had as a kid. So it's right after this. It happens right after the part where Piggy screams is the moment where you have to turn the record over to hear the rest of the story. So I'm just going to ask our listeners at the end of this episode, please turn the podcast over before we come back next week so you can hear the rest of the movie.
So that's fascinating to me though, because we're only 32 minutes into the movie. We're like a third of the way in. But I think they probably like cut out all of the postcards from the other friends and stuff, right?
I don't think the postcards are specific. Yeah, I think it's just like, oh, Kermit got some postcards from his friends.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much detail there.
Right. It's not like a 2-page spread of Fozzie feeling uncomfortable with intimacy.
Right.
Whatever.
That is kind of his plot in this movie. That's kind of his whole plot is just like uncomfortable with lying around with some friends that are similar to him.
That's his big spotlight here. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So anyway, so then I guess before we go, Patrick, we like to ask our guests, what's your history with the Muppets Take Manhattan? Do you remember the first time you saw it? And where would you rank it among the Muppet movies?
I don't know if I remember the first time I saw it. I remember we had the VHS, and it was, since it was a, what is it, like TriStar or Sony? What? Yeah.
TriStar.
Yeah.
We talked about the Pegasus for a long time in our first.
Yeah, we load the Pegasus.
Yeah, it's a great one. I remember it was not a clamshell VHS like the Disney ones, so that always bothered me on the shelf.
Oh, because it didn't match.
Because it didn't match.
Yeah,
it's a
didn't
huge
match
of mine.
You didn't get a free watch. It
you
was just
did not get a free watch.
No. But then I did get the movie on DVD because it came in a cereal box.
Oh
yeah, on the front of like Golden Grams. We haven't talked about that yet, I don't think.
No, we haven't.
Good. I'm so happy I'm the first one to bring that up. Yeah, so that's where I got it on DVD. But I don't remember the first time I saw it. It was always, I guess this is me leading into the second part of this. The first 3 movies are my top 3 Muppet movies, but I think this is number 3 for me. And it's not like it's like a far off 3. You know, they're 2 and 3 are sort of. It's Muppet Movie is first, and then the other 2 are sort of like almost neck and neck. But I think this one bummed me out a lot as a kid.
Yeah, that's fair.
It bummed me out a lot just because they're not together for most of it.
Right.
And then and it's just like I know why the other reason. It feels the most dated of the first 3, I think. Because it feels so 80s to me when I was watching it today.
We've talked about Piggy's perm.
Oh, that's the biggest. I think that's the number one thing that dates it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I think their clothes and like Piggy's hair and stuff, it just makes it feel the oldest to me. Whereas the first 2 are sort of timeless. Like they don't really have much setting it in a specific time except for the actors who are in it.
I think it really helps Great Muppet Caper that it's like self-consciously retro 1930s screwball comedy.
It's already a
style, like looking, you know,
for sure.
And the Muppet Movie, I don't know. There's just it's. I think 1979 is just dated better, you know. Like Piggy's hair looks great in that, you know.
Yeah, and I think also it's the closest to what they look like on the Muppet Show.
Right.
So you know, I think a lot of people are the most used to those specific puppets and that specific style that they're wearing and everything. Whereas the puppets start to change in the 80s and they look a little bit different, and they're dressing different and stuff. So I think it just feels different. But yeah, I like this movie. I like a lot about it. It's a good New York movie, I think. I think it shows off the city at a very specific time, and it's fun to look at it like that. Like, even I was looking up where, I'm sure you guys have talked about this, but like where the restaurant is in New York, where Pete's restaurant is. Have you talked about this? Yeah,
we have.
Yeah, and how it's like a McDonald's now, and I was just like, oh, it's such a bummer.
Yeah,
we actually talked to. I told Ryan he should go in there and order how many grits.
I'm sure no one knows what you would be talking about.
No, sadly.
Just like some bored teenager who works there is just like, oh yeah, because this was the location in Muppets Take Manhattan.
You know, I hope at some point, since it's been a McDonald's, there's been one employee who knew about that and was really into it. I hope there's been one Muppet nerd.
Or recreate that scat at work at McDonald's.
Yeah. Or one person found out about it like midway through working there, and they were like, guys, do you know about this? Do you guys know this? This is Pete's Diner. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, it's a fun movie, and I was really glad to watch it again today. It's as I'm sure it is for you too, the Muppet movies are very comforting. So it's just a nice, like, relaxing, let's sit down for 90 minutes and watch these.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Also, just one thing, I looked it up. This movie was on DVD in 2002 in boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So
that would have been it.
That was it.
And we should link to. There was a whole series. There was like a Bear in the Big Blue House DVD that was part of that.
Yeah,
and the Henson Company movie Buddy about Rene Russo and a gorilla.
Rene Russo,
and Danny, our founder, Danny Horn, did a series of articles on Tough Pigs about each one.
Yeah, it's called My Week with Breakfast.
My Week with Breakfast. We should link to that because those were really good.
Yeah, we'll link to that.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And that was what? When did you say 2002?
2002.
Man, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are old.
You guys ready to feel old? A nice little 10-year-old Patrick eating cereal. Getting his DVD out of the box.
No, for real. I was 2002. I was 18.
Yeah.
I was 3.
Yeah, Ryan's. Yes, Ryan's 21 years old.
Yeah. We call that. You're the Muppet from Space year. That was your birth year.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Actually, I was born in 84, the year that this movie came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And wait. And was Christmas Carol 92, right?
92, yeah. And Ryan, weren't you actually born in 81? Great Muppet Caper?
Yes. We can reveal that my age is the Great Muppet Caper.
Yeah. That's so great. That's so great that we're all a Muppet movie.
Yes.
Oh, great. Yes. And my daughter Iris is a Muppets Most Wanted baby. So there you go. Yeah. All right, good stuff. And that, I think, brings us down to the end. That brings us up to the present, because that's the newest Muppet movie. And listeners, please check out toughpigs.com on the internet, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place. You can email us at movingrightalong@toughpigs.com if you have any questions. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at Ryan Roe. Patrick, where can our listeners find you online?
Yeah, they can find me at Patrick Cotnoir on Twitter, at Cotnoir on Instagram. When is this going up? Do you mind can I plug something?
You can plug whatever you want. This will be going up in, we're probably 10.
I've been bad about doing the math.
7-8 weeks out.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can check out George Lucas Talk Show every Sunday on planetscum.live, or it's all on YouTube. And yeah, we got some good people coming up, so I'm sure if you check it out, you will see a good guest.
Yes, everyone check that out.
Awesome. We should give some thanks to our Stacey Rosen, who wrote our theme music, and Morgan Davy, who designed our logo. So thank you to both of them as always. And listeners, if you're so inclined, give us a positive review wherever you spend your time reviewing podcasts. And tell all your friends to listen to the show, and join us next week for another episode of Moving Right Along. Goodbye.
Pretty and purple.